Viewers about a company called Sober Safe, SOBRSAFE. And the reason I say that to you, because that's how you get to their website, sobersafe.com, which you're looking at right now. They said you should interview these guys, so we conducted some due diligence, and we did, and of course Dave Gandini, we got to talk to previously, the chairman and CEO of the company, is with us again today. They are publicly traded under the stock symbol SOBR. But he talks about the crisis of alcohol in the workplace. Anybody seen Costa? Just saying. Yet another sick call. Another sick call. Dave, how are you, brother? Good to see you, man.
I'm good, man.
No,
hey,
good.
Nice to see you. Thanks for having me on. Nice to meet you, Dave. Great name.
Very nice to meet you.
Dave Palais is a very, very popular sportscaster here across the country, and of course has brought the Bad News Bears of his own to Major League Baseball. How many kids on that team that were just thrown away to the side?
We have 13 that should be making their Major League debut in the next few years,
Isn't that
including
crazy?
maybe the starting third baseman for the Giants next year.
Wow, that's amazing. That's good stuff. Hey, Dave, we had such a great conversation with you last time, and I want to start. I think we're going to start covering you guys as a company. The problem is the crisis of alcohol in the workplace, on our roadways, and of course, folks' personal lives. But you guys have taken a very different approach to this. And the last time we had you on the air, I can tell you, if we're interviewing a celebrity, we get about 6, 7 emails. We got almost 25 emails about your company last time you were on the air with us because people were interested in about who you are and what you do. Give us an overview once again for the people that didn't catch it the first time.
Yeah, sure. So what we've developed is a technology. It's really a safety technology that's frontline inside companies. So when employees check in, they put their hand on our device, and as I'm listening to you putting this in front of my body, but it's like a large mouse. They put their hand on the device, and the first finger here is identification. The second finger checks for alcohol. And how we do that is a transdermal technology. If you're drinking, you have humidity that comes from your skin, your fingertips. It reads for ethanol, and it triggers a signal. And then that way companies can manage in the entire organization and see who's in trouble. And if somebody is, then they follow whatever the company procedure is. So we're front line helping companies with alcohol detection. And it could be in a workplace where you're checking in to go to work in a factory or an office space, or it could be where you're getting your keys and you're handing your keys off if you're an Amazon DSP driver. It could be if you're on probation and you're checking in, instead of blowing into a device, you put your hand on our technology. It's 10 seconds. There's a database back end, and we're first to market, and we're having significant traction and success in all spaces, but specifically justice, rehabilitation, and workplace.
Dave, I love the idea of what you're doing. As far as the device, is this something that people could also use in their homes? Let's say you're throwing a party on a Friday or Saturday night. Would it be something that people could use in their homes and saying, hey, you know what, I don't want you to leave here, make sure that you haven't had too much to drink?
Or Mike's wife could use, even.
Dave, that's a great question. And I'll tie it to sports. The answer is yes. And I'll tie it to sports. We've been, the Broncos reached out to us and just talked at a high level. But, in MLB and in NFL, all these sports programs, they have designated driver programs. Think about what that would do, Dave and Sully, if you've got our device there and you've got designated drivers and you're validating. I mean, there's a use for the device everywhere, Dave, but we're really trying to stay focused now as a new public company to generate customers and revenue. But that'll come through partnerships. And we have many companies reaching out to us right now as third parties to distribute. But that's another great example of the use case.
His name is Dave Gandini. He's the CEO and chairman of Sober Safe, stock symbol SOBR. I got a question for you. We teased on this last time. You guys are talking about a wearable for teen drivers. That's a pretty big deal. Talk about that.
Yeah, so what we've done is we'll be launching in the first quarter of next year a wearable where, and we've spent a lot of time determining the market segment that we'll be after. And there's about 5 million families in this segment. And imagine your child takes the family car or their car. In San Diego, I'm sure all the kids own their own cars. But you take your vehicle out and you put the band on, and it gives the parents the location, ties into the phone application, gives the parents the location. And if the child is drinking, it'll create a signal to the parents. and the parents can manage their child however they want to manage that situation. That launches in the first quarter.
I mean, the interesting part of this thing is I think technologies like this sometimes beget government mandates behind it. And what's interesting is if the technology is there and it makes law enforcement, it makes their job easier, or if it makes a parent's job easier and it saves lives, I think you're in the right place at the right time. Any talk about municipalities and your product and so on and so forth?
Well, I mean, there's some things. We're talking to some pretty significant federal groups, and like I say, alcohol's touching every part of our lives. And the more companies we talk to, the more we find out about how significant this is. But right now, we're having conversations at the federal level and exposing our technology, but we haven't dripped down to that level yet.
Yeah. So my question for you, Dave, is what's next for you guys in the next quarter? Because we're heading into the fourth quarter, believe it or not, and then obviously for the next 18 months.
Yeah. So in terms of, we've given no guidance for you investors out there. So what will happen is we're continuing to press release on deals that we've closed, and we've got a pretty significant funnel. We've been at 10 conferences, Sully, over the last 4 months, and we've touched about 2,500 companies and third-party testing groups. And so we've got a significant funnel right now. So the next steps for us, end of the year, we'll give some guidance. We'll give our performance for 22. We'll give some guidance, and we'll just continue to add to the sales force, talk about license agreements, expansion outside the U.S. to ramp up the company. So we're in full ramp right now, and we're hiring sales force and support teams. And the next few steps will be announcement and guidance at the end of the year, beginning of next, and just continued sales performance and revenue performance.
Good stuff. His name is Dave Gandini. He is the chairman and CEO of a company called Sober Safe, SOBR Safe. Their stock symbol is SOBR, and you can go to sobersafe.com. Dave, can't wait to have you back on the air with us. Thanks, man. I appreciate you.